when the bottom falls out of your world and the world falls out of your bottom. That is what can happen to you if you don't filter or purify your water outdoors. Most outdoor water sources are contaminated with microscopic bacteria and parasites that, if not treated or removed, will get you very, very sick. We're talking vomiting and uncontrolled diarrhea. Just the kind of stuff that you kind of want to avoid while you're on the trail, which is why most people will carry a water filter like this. But this isn't even the best way to filter your water. What about all the other ways? Well, that's what I'm talking about today. All the ways to clean or filter your water outdoors. Okay, so if you've never had Giardia while backpacking, then count yourself lucky. Giardia is the main reason why we filter, treat, or purify our water. It's a parasite that can live in even the most pristine mountain streams. Once infected, you will spend about a week barely leaving the toilet. It was first described to me as when the bottom falls out of your world and the world falls out of your bottom. I've had it twice and it's miserable, which is why most people will carry a filter like the Sawyer Squeeze. But this is only one way and not even the best way to filter and treat your water. And what are some easy and affordable backups in case something like this fails? As I already mentioned, filters are probably the most widely used, but even with filters, there's a variety of designs. Most people use squeeze filters because they're cheap and easy and affordable. We call them squeeze filters because you actually fill up a dirty water bag and you squeeze the water through the filter. But squeeze filters don't have to be squeezed, and it's usually pretty easy to rig them up in a way that you can use them like a gravity feed filter that uses gravity to push the water through the filter instead of squeezing it. Very similar to squeeze filters are straw filters like this old Life straw. The only difference is instead of gravity or squeezing the filter through, you suck on the filter. Used to, you had to lay on your stomach in the mud and drink straight from the stream or use it like a gigantic straw in a cup. But now a lot of companies are building straw filters straight into handheld bottles like this Peak filter made by Life Straw or the more popular Be Free filter. But there are also pump style filters like the Katadyn Hiker. This used to be my go-to filter because I like the ease and simplicity of filtering straight into my water bladder. Not to mention the added benefit of a carbon core that removes not just parasites like Giardia, but bad tastes as well. This type of pump filter uses a glass media instead of hollow fiber to filter and is less susceptible to damage from freezing. Okay, filters remove most of the parasites and bacteria that you will encounter in North America's wild places, but if you plan to hike overseas or even near farmland here in the States, water in these areas can contain not only parasites, but chemicals and even viruses. And you need not just a filter, but a purifier like the Grail water filter. The Grail uses a combination of activated carbon and ion exchange technology, which can remove impurities that are dissolved as ions in the water. This technology removes just about everything that can harm you, giving you pristine drinking water. Regular filters can't remove viruses and chemicals, and even Grail can only do it for about 150 liters or less. In fact, I tried to test this by recreating a video that I saw online where Grail turned Coca-Cola clear as water. I recreated that test, but I didn't quite get the same results, which made me conclude that yes, Grail can filter out just about anything, but only in small quantities before it loses that ability altogether. If you're interested, I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. And if you're interested in purifiers, Grail is the most affordable one that I know of, but there are alternatives like the $300 MSR Guardian. Okay, so if you're not going to filter, you can treat your water. Water treatments are perfect to use as backups to filters or purifiers because they are cheap, lightweight, and easy to throw in your pack. In fact, you probably already have a stove and a cook set in your pack, and so the most readily available treatment is to simply boil your water before drinking. Boiling water with a rolling boil for 1 minute kills all the nasty parasites and protozoa and other harmful contaminants, rendering them harmless. But that's the thing about treatments. They don't remove anything, so you're still drinking this stuff, it just can't hurt you anymore. And treatments can take longer. You have to not only boil your water, but you also got to wait for it to cool down. But even if you use something like household bleach, you still have to wait for it to kill the parasites. That's right, I said bleach. You can actually drop 2 to 4 drops of bleach per 1 liter of water and then wait about 20 to 30 minutes before drinking, and all those nasty parasites will die off, once again rendering them harmless. But if you don't like the idea of drinking bleach, you can actually get something like these water treatment tablets that basically do the same thing. I typically carry some of these around in my first aid kit just in case I have a filter fail on me. But I would only use these in emergency because they can give give the water a pretty bad taste. Or if you don't want to do any of that, you can actually kill contaminants using UV light. There are several devices on the market like the SteriPen that use small but simple UV light that you stir into the water, and the UV light actually kills the parasites. But just like other treatments, it only kills the contaminants and it doesn't remove them. So that's just about every way to filter, treat, or purify your water outdoors. But what is the best way to treat water? Well, it really comes down to what you need. And if you're traveling overseas, then Grail may be your best bet. But for most people on hikes here in North America and Europe, a squeeze filter will do just fine. And my favorite squeeze filter by far is the Platypus Quick Draw. And that's why I recommend you watch this video right here, talking all about the reasons why I think this filter is one of the best on the market. If I missed something, please do drop me a comment below and let me know. Be sure to like, subscribe, and do all those other things. And as always, thanks for watching. Okay, for all of you who stuck around to the end, you want to see something gross? I smashed my thumb in a car door about a month or so ago, and I'm about to lose this nail. You've been seeing in my videos? That's what it is. I didn't paint my thumbnail black.